Happy Halloween! Hope you enjoyed our little Halloween skit that we did. We decided, even though we're not reviewing a horror movie, that we would do one anyway because it's Halloween and we love Halloween.
And that's what we do.
So everyone say hi to my girlfriend Trudy, who's dressed up in her Alice Madness Returns costume and wanted to show it off to you all. So Doctor Strange is the 14th entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was directed by Scott Derrickson and it tells the story of, appropriately, a doctor named Stephen Strange who starts off being a complete a-hole douchebag who nobody likes and ends up having a car accident because karma's a bitch, ain't it?
Well, I don't think everybody hated him.
Everybody hated him.
His girlfriend liked him.
Oh, she didn't.
She liked him. Mostly.
Following the accident, Stephen Strange's hands are all like this, so he can't be a doctor anymore, so he follows some advice and winds up on the doorstep of a monastery kind of place where he seeks the help of the Ancient One.
Who is awesome.
Who is awesome. And she winds up teaching him mystical ways of doing magic and stuff like that, and there we go, we have ourselves a superhero.
Ta-da!
So Scott Derrickson in the past has done some pretty amazing horror movies. He's done things like Sinister, which was a critical smash, and he also did The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which she doesn't remember watching and absolutely loving. That was one creepy flick. So we were all a bit curious as to how he was going to handle the next Marvel movie, and how did he go?
I loved it.
We both loved it. This is a solid, entertaining movie. The reason we go to the movies most of the time is to be entertained. I mean, yeah, sure, we like to think about our lives and have life-changing experiences, that sort of thing, but primarily we go to be entertained. And this one, hands down, is one of the most entertaining movies this year. In a year that we've also had another Marvel movie, Captain America Civil War, which did feature one of my favorite scenes in the airport fight. But in terms of overall entertainment, this one is up there with Guardians of the Galaxy as far as entertainment goes.
Yeah, it was really funny too. And I was planning on going to sleep. First time I got bored, I was so tired. I thought, yeah, I'm going to sleep. But I just didn't get a chance to. It was awesome.
Yeah, there is not a dull moment in the entire runtime of this movie. I mean, everything about it was great. Benedict Cumberbatch as the titular Stephen Strange was perfectly cast. In fact, everybody was amazing in their roles, including Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. She is one of my most favorite actresses. I just love everything she does, and she's one of these people that transforms herself into whatever character she plays.
She was great. I loved her.
Mads Mikkelsen as Caecilius, the villain of the piece. I mean, look, let's face it, this guy can't give a bad performance. He's a great actor, but for me personally, I kind of thought that his character was a little bit, not underdeveloped, but he just had that same formulaic supervillain plot where they were trying to bring a big entity to Earth to wreak havoc and destruction, and he had his disciples, etc., etc. So I thought he could have been, given a little bit more to do.
Yeah, I thought he was adequate. I liked him.
He was adequate.
Yeah, he was good.
The script for the movie was an absolute cracker. It was a lot funnier than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, it was funny.
There were so many really funny lines and great visual gags as well.
Yeah.
And this was such a case of trailers done right. For me, I thought they gave away just enough to entice me to want to see the movie, but they really didn't reveal everything.
Well, I didn't think the trailers made me want to see the movie.
Like I said, they didn't give everything away, particularly one thing that really stood out for us in the movie, and that was
The relic.
Okay, let's just say the relic.
The relic was so awesome.
There was something in the movie that we did not expect, and it blew our minds. It was so funny. I was laughing out loud in this movie. It was really entertaining.
Yeah.
In terms of the special effects, which, let's face it, this movie was riddled with amazing special effects. Fortunately, I'm really happy to say it wasn't one of those movies that just showcased great effects for the hell of it, like the Matrix sequels did. This is definitely a case where the special effects enhanced the story and were a much needed part of it, and they looked incredible. Everything from, like you've seen in the trailers, with buildings going all over the place and just the sort of spells they were doing and stuff like that. Everything looked really top notch, and we would absolutely implore everybody to see this movie in 3D.
Yeah, the 3D was fantastic.
It was so well done. One of the best 3D movies I've ever seen. And particularly the scene where Stephen Strange first goes into the astral plane. Man, it was a mind trip of special effects, including, you know, like tunnels of light that you're flying down and stuff like that. So, I mean, you can imagine the 3D would just enhance that so much. So definitely, if you get a chance, see it in 3D.
It was beautiful.
So look, as much as we really love this movie, it wasn't quite perfect. There were just a couple of little things that just brought it down a little for me. For one, a couple of the characters I thought were a little bit underused, particularly Rachel McAdams' character as the girlfriend. I just kind of thought she was there just to showcase what a douchebag Stephen Strange could be to people.
I liked her character. I thought she was great.
And also Benedict Wong, who appropriately played a character named Wong. He was really funny. He was a great character, but I just kind of thought he was there just for comic relief. I would have maybe liked his character to have a little bit more depth.
No, I thought he didn't need more depth. He was just perfect. Sometimes less is more.
And let's face it, she has a knife, so who am I to argue? They were great characters. I loved them both. And there was one other thing that was kind of a blessing and a curse, in my opinion. Now, it was a curse in as much as I just kind of thought that when Stephen Strange turns up on the doorstep of this place to start his training, he goes from having absolutely nothing and, you know, being a complete disbeliever in the deep mystical spiritual stuff to having enough power to go up against the bad guy in a relatively short space of time. I would have liked to have maybe seen a few montages of him failing a bit more, that kind of stuff, but at the same time, it was a blessing because it shortened the runtime of the movie and didn't put someone to sleep.
Always a good thing when that happens.
Exactly. Because let's face it, a lot of the Marvel movies, most of them, have really long runtimes in excess of 2.5 hours. So it was kind of refreshing to have a movie that went just under the 2-hour mark this time around. So absolutely go and see this movie. It is definitely one of the most entertaining films you're going to see this year, in a year where we also had another Marvel movie in Captain America Civil War, which was a lot of fun, but it did have its serious darker side to it as well. This one was hands down just pure entertainment at the cinema, and I'm gonna happily give Doctor Strange a 9 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 10.
A 10?
Yep.
But you said it didn't get a 10 because Gamora wasn't in it.
Oh yeah. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10.
So a really, really big thank you to my beautiful girlfriend Trudy for joining me on this review in her amazing Alice Madness Returns costume.
Yay, that's what I do.
So I hope you enjoyed our little horror movie that we had at the start of this review. It was definitely something I had no idea we were going to be doing tonight, but someone had a spur of the moment suggestion and I think it looks amazing.
It was fun.
So thank you for taking the time to watch our review. If you've seen Doctor Strange, let us know what you thought of it. Drop us some comments, either here or on Facebook. All the social media links are down there in the description. Because I like to talk about movies.
And he likes to talk about movies, because I don't really like to talk about movies.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah!